Well, well, well. Long time no see, huh? Well, Fallout 76 betas came out, and pretty much everyone and their grandmother has been playing it, myself included. And you know what the first thing I did whenever I got into the game was? I thought, your boy needs to build a shack. So that's exactly what I did. So in this video, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna build a shack, which I'm sure is not at all any bit of a surprise. And let's just get into it. By the way, you're going to see my friends' gamer tags down in the corner. They are my real world friends. I really like them. They're great people. I would even go as far to say that they are some of my best friends. And they definitely didn't tell me I had to say that if I put their gamer tags in the video. Nope, they would never do such a thing. No, but for real, they're great people, and please don't go and try to add them. It's a little creepy. Anyway, as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm just diving straight into it. I'm making my little shack. I always do this thing where I decide to build the outside structure first and then make the inside, and I've started to realize that I don't know if that's the best way to go about things in particular, because as you can see, I have a very hard time figuring out how to get things to work. And one of the really annoying things that I have found with Cinema building in Fallout 76 is that you have to have a foundation for pretty much everything, and a lot of things don't snap very well, which was a problem in Fallout 4 that I hope that they would rectify, and of course they did not. In fact, I would almost venture to say they made it worse. For example, right here you can see that I had a very hard time placing this foundation, or the upper floor piece, because the stairs were actually clipped too far into the wall, I think. And you also can't just place flooring down. Like, it has to be either connected to another flooring piece or some stairs. Also, check out that dog, like, clipping around in the background. That became a problem later for me. But yeah, in another build that I do, I actually try to just place down my floor first and then build the stairs. And it was like, error, you have to connect this to some stairs or an existing floor piece. And I was like, well, great. Just screw you then. So it's not very cool. Not very cool at all. I don't know. I kind of understand where they're going with the snapping and stuff in this game, and how to, like, they have to make some limitations because otherwise people would just go completely nuts, which I guess is what some people would want. I don't know. I kind of get it. Don't say I like it in particular, but, you know, I get it. Also, the menu's really hard to get used to at first, because the buttons are just not... They're similar enough with Fallout 4 that I could jump into it pretty easy, but different enough that I had a hard time remembering how to do certain things. Like going into edit, you have to go into edit mode or modify, switch to modify, it says at the bottom, to move pieces, and then like the buttons you use on those pieces is much different from Fallout 4, and I don't know, it's just very confusing. And as you can see here with the roof piece, I finally get it to snap down, but I had a very hard time getting it to snap for a while. There seems to be this issue sometimes where nothing is in the way of it, and you should be able to place it down, and it's just like, nah, I don't want you to. And then it just gives you like a very hard time for no reason. It's very annoying. Anyway, the whole point of this build that I'm doing is to see what I could make with the limited resources that I have. So, as with Fallout 4, you have to gather all of your resources to build things. But in this one, it's a little bit different because you can find some resources like wood just on the side of the road. Just like you go up to a log that's down, not like an actual tree, and you can just harvest wood right off of it. And me being me, that's exactly what I do, is I just like walk around the roads and I'm like, ooh, log, ooh, log. My friends that I'm playing with, we tried to... we were trying to explore, and I would just like keep wandering off, like, oh, there's a log, oh, there's another log. Next thing I know, I'm like really far away. But you know, such is life, I suppose. Anyway, you'll see a couple cuts in this video. That's because this place that we're at is it's a buildable settlement, or claimable settlement. So you can place down your camp, which is your own personal place that you can put down anywhere, and then there's also actual settlements that you can claim on the map, and there's that dog flying around again that attacks me, and then I have to go and kill it. So anyway, as I was saying, there are claimable settlements on the map that you can like go up to, and you kill the enemies and you get the workshop and it's yours, and you can build there, and your entire party can build there, which is awesome.
That's pretty much what we did here. We just kind of came across this settlement, and I was like, dope, I want this. This is mine now. We're building here. And so I started building my little house, under the assumption that we would all build our own little houses and have our own little area. And my friends kept coming up and being like, ooh, cool house. This is ours now. And I was like, oh all right. That's cool. I was supposed to be the builder of the group, so I guess that's fair. No, really, it's whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to show. I am going to have another video where I actually go to another settlement location and go through the process of claiming it and kind of talk about like how to get set up with a settlement and everything. I would, just fair warning, I would say that if you're going to build in Fallout 76, just go with your camp. Just leave the settlements. It's not worth it. I'll explain why in that video. But yeah, anyway. I know that if you've seen anything about Fallout 76 and settlement building, I'm sure you've seen people complain about the locked stuff. Like, there's so much stuff in the menus that's locked. I would say probably like 90% of it when you first start, which is annoying. It's not annoying to me that it's locked. I don't mind that. Like, I get it. It's kind of cool to like have to go and like find things, and then you can build more things as you can progress and all that. What I don't like is the fact that all of this stuff is in your menu just locked. Like, it shows you literally everything you can make from the get-go, but it's locked. I feel like it would be much better had everything been like everything that was locked just not been there. Like, you can go and you can find things, like find plans and be like, oh cool, I got this plan for this thing, let me go back to my camp and see what I have now. Instead of being like, oh cool, I'm at the camp, here's literally everything I could build, let me go and try to find a plan for it, but the plans are randomized, so I don't know if I'll get it or not, and I probably won't. It's just, I don't know. It just seems weird to me. But that's really my only complaint. I really don't mind, like, I don't mind the having to have everything snapped over a foundation and everything. I don't really mind that. It's kind of cool. It's kind of whatever. I don't really care. But having everything locked and in the menu just drives me nuts. It's not a huge deal, but it's kind of like one of those things where like you can see the end. Like, the game has a finite amount of stuff to do, and you can see that. Like, that's the kind of thing that's why it bothers me, I guess. But yeah, like I said, it's kind of whatever. Here I was just kind of messing around with like building certain things and like trying to see. I like to try and make things unique now instead of just kind of like the basic structure. Obviously, as you can tell with this build, I failed in doing that. It's very basic and very ugly looking. But yeah, it's whatever. Another thing that I don't really like is the stairs in this, because if anyone knows me, you know I'm all about dim stairs. And there's like no indoor wood type stairs. Like, the wood stairs that you have in Fallout 4 aren't here, which is weird. You have these metal stairs, and you have to place them right in the center of your foundation, which is super annoying, because then you have this gap on either side of the stairs, which if you're upstairs trying to come down, you could easily fall off, which obviously isn't a big deal, except the idea that you're just going to fall from the first or second story to first story and be perfectly fine is very strange. But also on the ground floor, that means you can't like put it up against a wall or put it up. Like, it's just in the middle. It's always in the middle, which is just weird. Like, if these stairs were closer to the wall, that would be better, because then I don't have as much space to work around, or I have more space to work. I don't know. Whatever. You get what I'm saying. It's just annoying. But yeah, the one thing that I do like about this is that it seems relatively easy to find resources. Like, after I built this whole shack here was a culmination of everything that I found within about an hour, I think. So it's not too bad. And then after I build this, and then in my other video, I go and I don't know if I built anything in that video. I might just be claiming this settlement. But point is, I ran out of resources, and I was like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm going to do, because that's all I do is build. And then I just started playing. I started exploring, and then an hour passes, and I'm like, dope, I got all these resources again, so I'm fine. It's all good. But yeah.
they do. There's like some really weird pieces unlocked, like this black furniture. It's like super fancy furniture, and I don't know why it's unlocked. Because like it's obviously very nice, and I'm not sure why we have it, but it's whatever. There's also some new paintings, which I thought was pretty cool. I don't really know if I realized that until like halfway through this. But yeah, nope, that's an old one. Am I gonna place on a new one? Yeah, that's an old one too, I think. I don't know. But you could see like on this side there's like the little red warning underneath the requirements. And it would tell me something like, this is intersecting another piece, when it obviously wasn't. It was on a wall. So, I don't know. The game kind of weird. It's a little funky. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that I did. I did try to place down a wind chime. Couldn't, for some reason. There's also a hanging version of the wind chime that I wanted to place down, but it clips through the ceiling like that. I don't understand. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to do a silent tour as always, and then 'twill be all. Hope you enjoy. All right, my friends. I really hope that you've enjoyed this. It was just me making my first ever little shack in Fallout 76. I tried to go all out with it, just see what I can do, and I think it turned out all right. It's a little ugly, but I say that about everything that I make. So I'll leave that decision up to you, I guess. But yeah, I will have another video where I go over actually claiming a settlement and kind of the requirements on getting set up with a settlement. So I hope you look forward to that. Thank you so much for checking it out, and I'll see you around, possibly in Fallout 76. Who knows? See ya.